G'day, Jacko here from Music Nation. How's it going? Welcome to our extremely scientific showdown of preamps using the mighty Nebula 3. What we've got lined up here is a multi-track song that we've duplicated 3 times. I've bounced down a version down here so we get the dry mix. So this is dry with no processing at all. It's got acoustic guitars which have been panned hard and left, but other than that everything is totally dry. And then each of these tracks up, each of these sessions, what should we call it, each of these groups has the same multi-track mix with the same no processing, no EQ, nothing at all applied other than the Nebula plugin using a preamp preset. That's a lot of P's to say. So we've lined up the 3 big hardware guys in the scene at the moment. We've got the Neve 5088, which is the awesome new Rupert Neve analog console he's just released. Well, it released about 4 years ago, but it's still fairly current. Probably an $80,000 mixing desk in New Zealand without any preamps or EQs or anything like that installed. You're probably, I don't know, $250,000 by the time you get this thing out with all the bells and whistles. Beautiful desk. Next in line is the famous API 5112 preamp. You Stereo Cats probably know this preamp quite well. Expensive little piece of kit, but you've got to have it pretty much. Everybody has them. And then finally we have the mighty SSL 4000, which is a late 90s mega console. This here is the channel it's called, but we're not using any of the channel stuff. We're only using the preamp side of it. And I'm expecting we're going to get some of that lovely SSL glue. I'm sure we will, but I haven't actually heard any of these, by the way. This is the first time listening for me as well, so be good to get your comments. I mean, jump on Facebook, give us your comments, your feedbacks on this. I'd be interested to hear what you have to say. I'm going to drop a few kind of remarks as we go through. So each track has Nebula, as I said, installed with the channel that we're using. The preset, that we're using, and it also has the stereo channel here, which ensures that the input gain is set correct. It needs to be set to -18 dBFS or thereabouts. So you can set this right here to the level that you want to use, and as long as it's spitting out about 0, you're safe. Because Nebula is like analog hardware in such that it relies on the input gain to be right. Which is another video, but just so you know that it is right, this has all been set and then duplicated across all the tracks there. So each session, we'll call it, has drums supplied by our drummer today is Mr. Easy Drummer. He's very, very cheap. He's quite good. We have a Padula bass guitar, we have a Gretsch lead guitar, we've got a Washburn acoustic guitar which was double played, so left and right, and as I said, that's been duplicated into each one of these sessions here. So this is how it's going to work. This one down here is the dry unmixed version, and when I say unmixed I mean totally unmixed, like it's gone into the door and set to unity gain. And then other than the acoustic guitars, which are hard pan left and right, nothing else was touched. Okay, so there's no cue, there's nothing else, right? The only thing I have done is reduce the overall headroom here by 1 dB. Just 1 dB, just so we've got a little bit of headroom in there, so we've got no clipping issues, okay? So that's it. So this is the dry version, and when I hit this little S button, that solos it, and when I un-S it, that means whatever is not muted will be playing. So in this case here, it's the SSL 4000. Okay, so that's how so you just have to watch when that's yellow, that means it's raw, and when it's darker, that means it's processed. Okay, so I think we'll start on the Neve actually at the top here, just so we can work our way down. Okay, so I'm going to play through the whole track. I won't say anything, so you can have a good listen. Hope you've got either some really good studio speakers, or you got some high quality headphones, because this, I know it's going to be subtle, right? So and I won't talk, so I won't get in your way. So I can unmute myself. There we go. Okay, so let's kick it off, and we'll start here with the raw version, and here we go. go. Sorry about that little click in the beginning. I'm running a lot of software here, plus video recording software, so it's draining my system a wee bit. So first listening to that was nice. It was definitely a really tight bottom end. Actually sounded like it was louder, but according to my meters here on my desk, it was exactly the same as the test track. But I think it's just wider and fatter. And I particularly noticed in this little section in here, on the drums actually, let me just solo that. In there, if you listen to the original, see it's quite boomy, right? Then let me just set that up as a loop. Really tight. So yeah, that was cool. Definitely cool. Okay, let's get back into it. This is going to be let's mute you. This is going to be the API 512. Here we go. Very nice. Again, with the low end, very, very tight, but different from the Neve. The Neve was more, to my ears, like somewhere between 30 to 80k. This seems to be more like about a 200k kind of tightening. Definitely a big increase in the bass response, and the low ends sounds like it's got a roll off, but of course it hasn't. It's just the way the preamp sounds. High end sounded a little bit warmer, I think. Definitely this was crisper sounding. This to me had a little bit more warmth to it, or less fidelity maybe in the top end. So overall a warmer, mid-range, mid-bass punch sound to my ears. Okay, let's move on to the SSL 4000. Here we go. wow. Okay, that was the most dramatic of the lot. It had, according to my desk here, about a 1.2 to 2 dB increase in volume. I don't know where the volume... It sounded like a really well-balanced mix. I think this is a great example of that SSL glue, right? It's just... It's mixed it all really nice. In fact, that sounded like it was mixed. And it hasn't been, right? This is exactly the same as all these other tracks. It's strictly and nothing else has been done. It sounds good enough to, call that a mix, actually. So there we go. That's SSL glue right there. So about a 2 dB boost, which is very noticeable. Again, in the sub bass range in these floor toms, again it cleaned it up just like the other desks did. So that's a thing. Obviously, with these high end gear, it just tightens up the bottom end. It's really noticeable. So there we go. Take out of that what you like. I think this has been quite a neat little exercise because it's one of the hardest things to actually hear any noticeable difference is with these preamps, and yet probably the area where it's most respected, the plugin. So lining up 3 amps like this, the 3 big guys, Neve, API, SSL, they're the big players, and I think you can hear that character that they're famous for right here in the plugin, and it's been good having them over these 5 instruments because you can't just do it on a single instrument. You need to hear them all summed. So this is going to be the end of this video on the preamp section. We're going to do obviously more videos, or maybe you've watched the other videos and then come to this one second or third. So on the compressors, the EQs, and all that other kind of stuff as well. So I hope you've got something out of this. Thanks for watching. Please comment on Facebook, drop us a hate or a love, whatever you think. Let us know anything else you want to talk about, and we'll see you guys next time. This is Jacko from Music Nation on behalf of Studio Wise, and this has been the Nebula Showdown. Catch you guys next time.